Jesse, why don't you're a sad individual.
Any other question?
You know that?
Any other question?
Jesse, like I said,
another black man.
I'm going to ask you another.
It's like I'm arguing with a black woman. The men sound like the women. Listen closely. Said this out loud. I wonder why white people can run things better than any other race of people. Well, at least better than black people and Hispanics. I wonder why. I really do wonder out loud why. How come, what is it that white people have that causes them to run businesses and communities and run things better than Hispanics and blacks? I'm just thinking out loud. I've noticed, and I've said this over the years, I had a janitorial service prior to starting Bond. And when I were employing black employees, I caught hell in my company. Just hell. It was always something going on. They had a bad attitude. They would be late. When they come, they would not work hard. They would take breaks every 10 minutes. And I noticed that when I worked for other people as well. I worked for a hospital, 2 different hospitals, about 14 years, 7 years apiece at each one. And most of the problems came from black people, in all honesty. I'm not making it up. I'm just wondering out loud, why is that? But most of the problems came from black employees. When I worked for those hospitals and I started my own business, prior to that, in my early 20s, I worked for a supermarket in LA, one of my first jobs. Then I worked for Sears. I've been all over the place. And everywhere I went, most of the problems came from black people. They would be late, complaining, halfway work, always bitchy attitudes. Oh, can I say bitchy? Bitchy just means bad. And all of my life, well, not all of my life, since moving away from Alabama, because living in Alabama, I didn't see it like that. Working in Alabama, I didn't hear black people complaining and showing up late, and they took care of business. So I'm like that. I believe in taking care of business. And I noticed, after I started my janitorial service, it was like that. So I stopped hiring black people, and I hired Hispanics. I even had at one time a business partner, a black guy, good friend, very good friend. I love him. And even he wasn't like up to par. I had to drag him along a lot of times. So we finally, got him out of the business. I did, at least. And then even today in my business, most of my problems come from the blacks. Not all the blacks, of course, but most of them. The argument, the attitude. I wonder why that is.
Message. You say that black people feel inferior.
Yes.
But when you say that blacks are not smart enough to get into schools, and they're taking the place of whites and Asians and all this and that, you're saying that black people are inferior.
Right.
They're not as intelligent.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Black people have less intelligence than any other people?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But
may I tell you why? You. Am I wrong?
So now, let me ask you this. So does that include you?
No.
Are you less intelligent?
No, I'm black and slow, but not that black and slow.
I've come before you on several issues that seem quite clear to me. I've come to realize that coming before most of you is like coming to evil and asking it to do good. I realize that most of you are prideful people. Some of you are homosexuals. Some of you lack the character and values that it takes to make good decisions. You're very selfish. This issue on domestic partnership it's quite clear to me and most people who have character that two men and two women coming together in a fashion that they are is wrong. And for you to validate it is in essence validating evil. And you're going to pay a price for that before you leave this earth.
I put you on hold. You're on hold, Russ. I'm going to bring you back. I have a question I want you to respond to, and then I'll allow you to ask a question, and I'll respond. Hey,
Sure.
Russ,
Yes, sir.
you don't know that black people were a decent people at one point in the history of America? Hello, Russ?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
You don't know that at one time black people were a decent people and they never would go out of the house with nappy hair and looking and acting the way Stacey Abrams act? Do you know at one point black people were not like that?
I think that your opinion of nappy
That's not what I
hair-
asked you. I'm not asking you about the nappy hair. I'm asking, do you know that at one point black Americans were a decent people?
I believe all people were.
I didn't ask you about all people. Do you
But
know?
that's what I'm telling you.
Do you know at one point that black people were a decent people?
I think all people were decent people.
See, Lord have mercy. Ask the man where you going. He tell me where he been. One more time, and then I'm gonna have to let you go because you're refusing to dialogue.
Can I? Well,
I'm gonna ask you one more
Yeah,
time. Do you know at one point
Jesse?
that black people? Goodbye, Russ. I'm gonna let you go.
Wait. I just want to ask you another question.
I'm not gonna answer your question until you answer mine.
No, it's a different question.
I'm not going to answer any questions until you
Why
answer my
not?
question. I just told you.
This is
Until
a question. Wait.
I won't answer one question until you answer my question, yes or no. Did you know that at one point black people used to be a decent people? Yes or no?
Okay, black people were decent people. Okay, yeah.
You do know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
As with everybody else.
Goodbye, Russ.
Always,
But Cameron,
you know,
the point is he doesn't care about any of that. Why are you feeling bad about it?
because I love him.
If you loved him, you wouldn't be feeling bad. You don't love him, you hate him.
You're right.
What?
I said you're right.
So then why did you say you love him? Beta! Yeah, you guys didn't hire blacks either, right?
No, the company I worked for, we didn't hire. We had one black guy.
And how did that go?
It went okay. He just did what he wanted. He was a good worker, but he did what he wanted.
What do you mean did what he wants?
He didn't go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you hire, what else? Hispanics?
Yeah, mostly Mexicans, Honduran.
And how did that go?
It was pretty bad because maybe one of them was a good worker, but he stole as well.
He stole?
According to the other guys, he stole. And yeah, he did steal. He admitted to me he stole. And the rest of them stole. And the rest of them pretended to work or would sometimes work. But
I wonder why they steal. I noticed that I've had a couple of workers at my house, cleaning ladies.
yeah.
And they seem so sweet and nice, and they're old, and they just seem so lovely.
Yep.
But they will steal your afro.
Yeah.
They both stole from me. One lady would come to clean, and she would always have a big bag with her, and
Yep.
and the bag would not, it wouldn't be full, right? And I noticed whenever she would leave, especially if I made it home before she left after
Yeah.
cleaning, the bag would be stuffed with stuff, and we found out she was stealing food.
They figured you have
Juice
plenty.
and water and everything.
You have enough. You didn't show your appreciation enough.
That's why she stole?
Sometimes.
And so they work for your company, they stole too?
Yeah.
Well, and Andre, you said you had the same experience with them.
Yeah, not so much with the stealing, but I've noticed that the Mexicans, when they do work for you, all of a sudden they'll just disappear on you. one morning you come to work expecting them to be at work and finish what they've started, and then they're just not there.
Really?
You call them, no one picks up, and they just completely vanish.
Yeah, Jay.
Most of them didn't have pride in their work.
Yes.
The Mexicans?
Yeah.
But
Not all.
They look like they were hard workers, though.
They look like it.
Yeah, but it's not true, huh?
They act like it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about the housekeepers that
They work day in and day out. You give them a little credit, but they're not the good, hard, honest workers that they're made out to be.
I wonder why they steal from you. You pay them and they still stealing. Oh, I think what it is, as you just said, and Andre, I don't know how you feel about this, but they think you have money because you hire them.
Yep.
And so they believe that you can afford it, so they just steal from you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask you a question, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You are the biggest hypocrite.
What's your question?
You sit here. My question is, why are you such a big hypocrite?
Because I can't help it.
Okay.
I can't help it. I love what's right.
You know,